Hey guys, this is Pedro back with another interview, this time covering VCT EMEA Stage 1 playoffs for Grand Finals. My guest at this time is Boo, the IGL of Team Heretics, coming off of their Grand Finals match against FNATIC, in which they came on losing 3-0 to thus finish their season runners-up in the league and also continuing on their season as the second seed of said league in Masters Toronto. And so, Boo, thank you so much for the opportunity. Really do appreciate it. And obviously, it's another defeat in the domestic grand finals. Want to ask you first and foremost, how are you feeling?
I think it's like I'm feeling disappointed, but not that bad or anything.
Mhm. Yeah, I mean, obviously, this was a kind of matchup that you guys wanted to return to, have another crack at this Fnatic squad. And, given that you guys previously lost to them earlier on in the playoffs, more specifically a few days ago in the upper bracket finals, what was the mindset like nowadays, once you guys finished up that lower bracket finals against Team Liquid and you guys had to kind of refocus onto this Fnatic squad?
I mean, I think overall this stage we were like playing quite good. And against Liquid we also played quite good. Honestly, against Liquid we played probably the best Valorant we've ever played, maybe even. But on both Fnatic games, like honestly, like we just were not the team we are in terms of I think mostly like confidence and communication. Even decision making in a panicked way. Yeah, like the mindset was to, let's not repeat the first Fnatic game, you know, like confidence and everything. Let's repeat the Liquid game. But yeah, I mean, it wasn't as bad in my opinion as the first game in Fnatic, like the lower bracket final, but it was still nowhere near enough. Like it was like a bit of a joke.
It kind of felt like the team had to had like a delayed start, compared to like, the other games that you guys have been playing at. I mean, you guys weren't able to start off on the right foot on Split and Icebox, but once Fracture kind of came around and you guys had a much better showing, did it kind of feel like that for you from how this team played?
I mean, yeah, yes, you're right, but at the same time, like slow starts shouldn't affect us that much, and I don't think they were affecting us that much when we're like in our normal state of mind. So yeah, like it's quite hard that if we start slow, we can't play the game anymore. Like that's not how it should be, but it was. And yeah, I mean, obviously, like fracture, Icebox defense was like, you know, getting some round. I think it was quite close at the end. Fracture as well, like it was better than, for example, Split, but it's not even close to being enough.
No, most definitely. I want to now point over towards Fracture. You guys made a little bit of a comp switch compared to the comps that you showed to the same team on that same map a few days ago. This occasion, you guys went for the double duelist with the Arrays and the Yoru. I want to know like what was the rationale behind making for that kind of switch with so little time.
I mean, basically, like we don't really like the map Fracture because it requires like pretty much you play Teo or you're in a disadvantage. So we just didn't like the map in general, and then on the lower bracket final, we decided to ban Split, so we knew there is a chance they play Fracture. So we just prepared for it, like with a heavy anti-strat. But during the game, I mean, they did change a bit how they play, but at the same time, we didn't play well ourselves. So basically, the result was like 13-6 or something. And after yesterday, we were like, we tried one approach, it didn't work. Let's try another approach, which is like, now let's focus less on them, focus more on us, which is like comfort, and double duelist is comfort for us. So yeah, like we just kind of changed the approach. I think the result was better, honestly. Um, and yeah, like I mean, I think we just lacked experience and fracture at the end. When it was like 11, 11, 12, 12, and so on. But yeah, it was like considering everything, it was like quick, very short time for comp switch. Our mental was not the best. We still got like overtime on the map that we never like. it was not like the third map was not that bad.
Yeah, it's a respectable showing on that map, given that, as you said, the challenges that you guys had to navigate in between, upper bracket finals and today in the grand finals. And as a result, now you guys finish off this season with second place. All in all, a better performance compared to like earlier on in the year, which you guys finished in third place. Well, technically, you can kind of elaborate on how you view the difference, but when it comes to now, finishing this stage, how do you look at the team's progression from like moving on from kickoff, not making Bangkok, and then trying to tweak yourselves to a much better form in stage one, which arguably you guys did.
Yeah, so on kickoff, I mean, we did finish third, but that was like, I don't know, the most like fraud third place ever. Like we just won 2 games barely against with Gentlemates and PBL. I mean, it wasn't like very bad in those games, but like we were not. Our general kickoff performance was not like third place worthy, because third place is really good, but we didn't play really good. And then after that, yeah, we didn't make Bangkok, and honestly, like I'm glad. Of course, we would have wished to go there, but I think we would go there and, I don't know, bomb out probably with the way we were playing. So I'm glad we didn't get lucky to qualify, because that like made us rethink so many things that we, after last year, we kind of got a bit too ahead of ourselves, and kickoff just slapped us in the face. So we went back to what we know works, like, and just grind it, and the result was stage 1. So in general, yeah, like we are so much better than kickoff. Like, I don't know, like of course the games against FNATIC are like not good showing, but in general, if you take like the average of our performance in stage 1, like I think it's really good. And yeah, like it just proves that sadly like the issues are in the head, in the mental game, not in our like mechanics or understanding of the meta, or I don't know, like whatever game related. Like we fixed all of that, and yeah, we just need to keep working on the mental things.
With that said, now I kind of want to pivot, or more so refer to a conversation that I had with one of your teammates in Woods the day before, after you guys took down Team Liquid, and I kind of asked him similar to what I asked you just now about the progression of the team in stage one, and he kind of pointed towards just sort of the experience of just having to kind of like move on from 2024, and then be as a much more united team, and get the understanding of how you guys can play together in a different situation, different circumstances, and different pressure. What I want to ask you, Boo, is like amidst the constant tweaking, or the self perception of this team, what do you feel was the one thing that stood out to you, one aspect that stood out to you in regards to how the team performed, that you can kind of look at and say, okay, we got this done, and we can use it to like to our advantage in Toronto.
I mean, the one example that comes to mind is not like even like that interesting, but I think what we changed from kickoff and what works really well now that we will for sure use towards the future is like honestly the way we think about our macro of the game. Now there is so much of involvement of all the players. Like before, it would be like me and the coaches like creating strats, then we show them, then they do it. Now it's like pretty much the opposite. They do it, they show it to us, and then they do it in the game, which is like, I don't know, like it's their ideas that we show in the game, and I think it makes them like so much more, I don't know, happy and confident. So like that's one thing that we'll for sure like keep, keep doing, because yeah, I think the result of it, like the boost and confidence, and just I don't know, like they just remember them better as well, because it's their own things. Of course, we don't AFK and do nothing. We of course we do it as a team, but yeah, that's one thing that we will keep doing.
Another thing that I asked Wood about in my interview with him was sort of like the teams that he wants to face in. Um, in Toronto, and he mentioned like the likes of Genji and also I believe G2, given like the past history with those teams and also some other team that you guys weren't able to have a crack at this year so far. This time you're going to be able to do that. What I want to ask you, Boo, is like, do you have any team that you want to like show where or more so face off against to kind of like understand where the team is at in terms of level or individually speaking as well?
Yeah, I think I want like two teams. First one is G2, and if you play G2 and they're like, I know they were like, they had small struggles this stage. We had bigger struggles, but like if we're both on our A game, I'm just really curious to see like who wins, because like when we play our best, like we feel like nobody can beat us. They probably feel the same, honestly. So I'm just curious like how it's gonna end. It would be sad if we play them and like one of us is like kind of not 100%. And then another team I want to play, it's not a specific team. I would say I want to play a specific play style, because G2 is like slow, methodical, smart. I want to face like some, I don't know, like Chinese or APEC teams that are crazy, like Piperex, or I don't know, like some Chinese team that they rely on like momentum, aim, I don't know, like just like full confidence, unexpected plays. That was like probably the most exciting last year, to play those teams and like kind of be that, you know, the smarter guy and try to like, I don't know, stop them, contain them. That was like a really fun thing to do when you manage to do it. So it's those two, like, so check who's better as us or G2 on the like, you know, like a chess board, and then you know, face a team that's like super crazy where we need to like really think how to stop them.
Of course, and hopefully you're able to make that happen in due time and in the future, of course. Boo, thank you so much for the opportunity, for the interview, for the answers. I really do appreciate it, despite the loss. And tough luck on the loss, but hopefully you guys can bounce back in Toronto. So thank you so much, and best of luck in Canada.
Thank you for the interview.